Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. My name is Striker.
My name is Luba.
In today's video, we want to talk about, I want to talk about jealousy.
I also want to talk about that.
Oh, well, let's do it. So it's kind of known, right? If you sort of do a little bit of research and you spend some time with Ukrainian women, it's kind of their thing to be kind of jealous, aren't they? Yeah, they sort of get a little bit jealous, possessive, sort of. You know, well, that's been sort of my experience. A lot of guys experience this as well.
A lot of guys honestly complain about that when they call us, and I know from couples that I created. It's hard for me even to explain that, but you just, first of all, we want with this video you to know that if you're not in a relationship yet, or you are in a relationship, you can confirm that Ukrainian ladies are known for their jealousy.
Okay, so I want you to explain why they are jealous or what your thoughts are, and then I'm going to explain something to you.
Uh-oh.
My thoughts on jealousy.
You know, I was reading a lot about that, and a lot of psychologists, they say that people are jealous when they don't have self-esteem, when they don't value themselves, when they not sure in themselves, and it's where the jealousy come from. Unfortunately, the experience that I have with the couples that I created, I remember one of the guy, it was so bad to see, to be honest. She called him and say, I went to your Facebook page, and they was already in a committed relationship. They already went through the process of K1 visa, and she go through all his social media to see and ask about every single lady who is there. Even it was wife, even if the lady has a picture with a man on the profile, but she was asking about everybody. For me, I see the struggle that he went through, that he kind of he have to explain, and it's not very masculine. It's not very how the male should do. And a lot of guys who are watching, I know with whom we've been talking, they said about Instagram page that the ladies scroll through that and say to delete, and the guys usually don't know what to do with that. They don't know how to deal with this jealousy, and they feel really bad. But I would say that my thoughts, is it about that they're not sure about themselves or no? I can't confirm, but one thing I can say is that in Ukraine there's a lot of competition between ladies. And a lot of guys can be with one lady and look for another lady. And so in a video a long time ago about the difference between Western men and Ukrainian guys, I say and I think that American men are, Western men are more loyal than Ukrainian. Of course, not everybody, and there's all exception. There are very good men over here in Ukraine, and same can be bad men in the West. I'm not saying, but Ukrainian guys are known for that, couple of girlfriends at the same time and all that stuff. And of course, the girl can't relax. First of all, she always need to compete, and she jealous because she understands that it's not just jealous of out of blue. It's jealous that actually has some platform on that, some ground,
okay,
that there can be some reason for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have this, theory around jealousy, and I think that there's healthy jealousy and then there's unhealthy jealousy, and I think every relationship has to have a level of healthy jealousy because it creates the fear of loss, and if you have the fear of loss, you'll fight for that, whatever it is that relationship. So, I mean, it's also known as dread as well. So if a woman thinks that she may be losing a man, then she may, act accordingly to try and keep that man, and that can come across as jealousy. If there's unhealthy jealousy, and I think scrolling through old Facebook photos, and going, that may come from maybe she's been burnt in the past, or she's seen something around her where she's thinking the worst.
But sometimes it also can mean that she's cuckoo. I'm sorry.
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Yeah. So and that's true. Maybe she is kind of damaged goods, And if at the start of the relationship she's stalking, she's going through Facebook and she's hitting you up about some photo on Facebook 5 years ago, these are all signs. We're always talking about qualifying the lady that you're dating, because you're not dating her for a short period of time. You're looking for someone for a long rest of your life, hopefully. So all of these little things are going to play into that. So just something to be mindful. I do believe that a bit of jealousy is good. It
A lot of guys,
fear of
and
loss
you
is
know
good.
what? A lot of guys, they say, oh, she's jealous. I know that the guys really like it for some reason. The girls, they don't like when the guy is jealous about them, because like the girl think, oh, he's like so annoying, he's jealous. But I know that the guys, I already seen that the guys really like it. But it should be a limit on that, because sometimes, like, if she's jealous and she's like, oh, with whom you've been there, like, it's kind of like maybe cute and nice for you. But if she really start to dig, and like she start to like open up your old pictures, and she start to asking who is that, this is not a very good sign. And before like broke up with her, of course, and any sharp movement, you have to talk to her and say, we both have passed, and I want you to trust me. I want you to, like, you have to trust each other, and you have to talk about that. You can tell her that you can be relaxed with me. You should talk to her, and you should like kind of convince her in that, if it is right to say. But don't be aggressive about that, or start like fighting with her, because as soon as you start fighting and saying that no, I'm not gonna delete, she will be worried that there's actually something is going on. Because another thing in Ukraine is that we don't really have this, like on the West, this friendship between male and female. Here it's not very common. It's possible, but it's not very common. And also a lot of psychologists, they talk about that. So on the West it's more common, and you just need to explain the difference, and you have to convince her that she has nothing to worry about before you actually start to like jump on her and start fighting about his Facebook friends and trying to explain something. Don't explain and don't try to fight. You just need to explain that it's your friends and it's part of your life.
Yeah.
And if it is past, it is past.
And knowing that they do have this tendency to get or are susceptible to being jealous, know that from the start. So be mindful of what you're telling her. Like, don't talk about how many girlfriends you've had. Most certainly don't talk about how many women you've slept with, even if she's asking you for it. Just be mindful of all these things. If you do have photos or anything like that of like beautiful girls that you've dated in the past, like make sure she doesn't see them. Yes. Because you're going to fuel it for later. It just takes one little seed,
to burn.
And all of a sudden it's like, well, who was this? Who was that? Like, it goes both ways as well. Because sometimes the guys get a bit ridiculous as well, but we're not talking about it here. We're talking about Ukrainian ladies.
We talk only about bad girls.
Yeah. We may do another video about the other one, but just be mindful of it all the time. Like, don't try and make her jealous. Like this.
This is what something some Ukrainian girls doing, and guys really hate it when she's trying, like she is doing that on purpose to make him jealous, but it never ends. Like I haven't heard any story that end up good.
No.
And you need to. I think that the best thing it can be just talking to her, and don't be aggressive. And Striker is very right. We had a talk with one guy. All of you had your previous relationship. Either it was a girlfriend or it was your wife. And everybody has a different relationship with ex, and a lot of guys have a different like age of kids. And so this person will always be your relative. Like if you are in like more or less okay relationship, she will always be your relative. Like because you had the part of your life together and you created kids. Like what can be more magical than that? And you have this kid together. So in like you can be in a better relationship now. You can be like later it will be better. But anyway, it's your relationship, and your partner in Ukraine, like she shouldn't know like all the drama or all like single details, because like recently we talked to the guy who went to see his kid, and of course the kid is staying in a house of his ex-wife, and he didn't pick up the phone, and all of a sudden like the girl like in Ukraine, she was mad, and because the lady's imagination worked really bright, she was already thinking that he having sex there, and like there's like all together again, and they're already married, and like he will never contact her again, and he seemed like his battery simply died, and he didn't contact her like for like 2-3 hours. It was not even for the full day. And don't tell everything, just be smart about information. It's not about lying, don't get us wrong. It's about the information. So she sleep calm until she's with you actually there. Because
there are some rules in the West that you can sort of follow, and there is this like, I don't know how you'd sort of say it. We could say be mean and she'll stay keen, basically. Treat her mean and she'll stay keen. Like those rules, there are these like basic rules where you can use some of those things to yourself in the West. It doesn't work as effectively in Ukraine because of the environment, because of the culture that is here, of them having to deal with that their whole lives. It's not like something new, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose him to like someone else. Like they're living with this every day for most of their lives. So when another one comes along, they've already dealt with it, they've already processed it, they know what to do next. So a little bit of healthy jealousy is good, but that's not going to come from like trying to play her off pretending that
And
you've
not
got
let
another
you,
girl or
not
something
let
like
it,
that.
not let it go deep. Don't let it like just be like the whole your relationship is just like this jealousy and like checking. Yes, a lot of girls like, why didn't you message? Why did you didn't message? Why you was online? Why you wasn't online? Why you turn off like your notification? There's a lot of different things that you will meet along the like international relationship. You just need to be aware, and you need to be not neglected, but you need to be relaxed about that, and you need to be able to discuss with her and say, listen, like we're in a relationship, we're far from each other, we need to trust each other, and you know, I have no intentions in talking to you while like if I have any relationship over there. So just basically you need to tell her that as soon as she hear that, and she hear that from a man, so you need to say it very confidently, and then as soon as she hear that, she has no like, she would be okay, the normal lady would be okay with that. If the lady keep digging, then it's something.
Yeah, it's because what you guys are doing is what we're all doing when we first come over there, is that we're looking for a high quality woman. That doesn't necessarily mean looks, okay? Obviously she's going to be attractive, but all different other qualities as well. And one of those qualities is her being reasonable, of sound of mind. So, you know, if she's not that way, then, you know, maybe it's time to say next.
We just want you guys to have a healthy relationship, not toxic, not and it's not that we want you to give up if you see any like red flag, like, you know, your jealousy or something else that we've been talking on the video, but we want it to be healthy for you, and as soon as it's not healthy, you discuss it with her, and if you come to the same point, you continue that. If you don't come, then it's time to let it go.
Okay, thank you, Luba, that was very insightful. I learned a lot.
Please subscribe to the channel, put your likes, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.